Hello there, fellow citizens of the internet. Can you imagine life without it? The internet has become such an integral part of our daily lives that it's almost impossible to think of a world without it. From the moment we wake up to the time we go to bed, we're constantly connected. No Googling that weird rash, no arguing with strangers on Twitter, no cat videos. Our daily routines would be completely disrupted. Shudder, it's become as essential as oxygen, right? We rely on it for everything from work to entertainment to staying in touch with loved ones. But what if, just for 24 hours, the internet decided to take a little siesta? Imagine the chaos that would ensue. Let's dive into this digital doomsday scenario, shall we? Picture this. You wake up one morning, reach for your phone, and nothing. No signal, no Wi-Fi, just a blank screen staring back at you. Imagine waking up one morning, reaching for your phone, and nothing. No emails, no news, no cute animal pictures. Your usual morning routine is thrown into disarray, just you, your thoughts, and the sudden urge to talk to another human being. Conversations would become more meaningful, and you'd find yourself engaging in activities you haven't done in years. Weird, right? That's the internetless life we're talking about. For a lot of us, the day would start with confusion, then frustration, then maybe even a little panic. Remember payphones? For a lot of us, the day would start with confusion, then frustration, then maybe even a little panic. Remember payphones? Yeah, those might make a comeback. And what about finding your way around? Without GPS, we'd be lost, literally. And good luck finding a map that isn't an app on your phone. We'd have to rely on paper maps and asking strangers for directions. It's like being thrown back into the dark ages, only with better hair, probably. But maybe, just maybe, we'd rediscover some lost joys of life. First on the list of casualties. Work, glorious work. Remember the good old days of commuting, office gossip, and actually wearing pants? Yeah, those might stage a comeback. Remote workers would be thrown into a frenzy. No more Zoom calls, no more Slack messages, just the sweet sound of silence. And productivity? Let's just say some people might actually get more done without the internet's distractions. Shh, don't tell the boss. Businesses, especially those relying heavily on online platforms, would feel the heat. E-commerce, poof. Online marketing, gone with the digital wind. It'd be like someone hit the pause button on the global economy. Stockbrokers would be trading their laptops for stress balls, and marketing gurus would be dusting off their old-school advertising tactics. Remember billboards? Those could be making a comeback. Remember the lost art of actual conversation? Well, get ready for its grand revival. With social media platforms down, people might actually have to, talk to each other. Imagine that. We might see a resurgence of face-to-face interactions, phone calls that don't involve staring at a screen, and maybe even the long-lost art of letter writing. Who knows? We might even start remembering people's birthdays without Facebook reminders. But it's not all sunshine and roses. Remember that friend who moved abroad and is only a WhatsApp message away? Yeah, you might want to brush up on your smoke signal skills. Long-distance communication would take a serious hit. No more quick video chats with family overseas or instant updates from friends traveling the world. It'd be a harsh reminder that sometimes the world is a very big place. Get ready for a long, boring night, folks. With streaming services down, say goodbye to binge-watching your favorite shows and discovering new music. It's back to the dark ages of cable TV and radio, where you're at the mercy of whatever the network decides to show. Gasp! Remember the pain of waiting a whole week for a new episode? Yeah, those days might be back. And gaming? Forget about online multiplayer games, esports tournaments, or even downloading new games. It's back to the classics. Board games, card games, and maybe even some good old-fashioned charades. Who knows? We might even see a resurgence of outdoor activities like, actually going outside and talking to people. Crazy, right? Section 5, Red Alert, Emergency Offline, Panic Online. This is where things get serious, folks. In a world increasingly reliant on the internet for everything, a day offline could have life-altering consequences. Imagine emergency services unable to communicate, hospitals losing access to patient records, or air traffic control systems going dark. It'd be chaos. And it's not just about immediate emergencies. Think about people relying on online banking, online education, or even online dating, because let's face it, who meets in person anymore? A day without the internet would expose just how deeply intertwined it is with every aspect of our lives. It's a sobering thought, isn't it? Section 6. A world without cat videos. What did we learn? So, the internet's back online, we survived. But before we all rush back to our regularly scheduled programming of scrolling and liking, let's take a moment to reflect. What did we learn from our day of digital detox? For starters, we were reminded that there's a whole world out there beyond the screen. Remember the joy of a face-to-face conversation, the thrill of a spontaneous adventure, the peace of a quiet evening without notifications? We also realized just how dependent we've become on the internet. From work to communication to entertainment, it's woven itself into the very fabric of our lives. And while that's not necessarily a bad thing, it's important to remember that there's a whole lot more to life than what's happening on our screens. Section 7. The day after. A digital detox or a digital relapse. So, the internet's back. And we're all breathing a collective sigh of relief. It's like a weight has been lifted off our shoulders, and we can finally reconnect with the world. But as we dive back into our digital lives, we need to ask ourselves some important questions. But the question is, will anything actually change? Will this experience make us rethink our relationship with technology, or will it be just a temporary blip in our digital routines? Will we be more mindful of our internet usage, setting boundaries and taking breaks to ensure we don't get overwhelmed? More appreciative of real-life interactions, cherishing the moments we spend with loved ones without the constant distraction of notifications? More prepared for a potential digital blackout in the future? Will we take steps to ensure we're not caught off guard again? Perhaps by having backup plans and emergency kits ready? Or will we just go back to our old habits, glued to our screens and lost in the digital world? Will we fall back into the same patterns, endlessly scrolling and consuming content without a second thought? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, the internet, for all its wonders and woes, is here to stay. It's an integral part of our lives, and it's not going anywhere. And it's up to us, the users, to decide how we want to use it. We have the power to shape our digital experiences, to make conscious choices about how we engage with technology. So let's try to be a little more present, a little less dependent, and a lot more intentional with our screen time. And a lot more appreciative of the amazing world we live in, both online and off. Let's find a balance that allows us to enjoy the best of both worlds, embracing the digital while staying grounded in the real. Section 8. The Internet. A double-edged packet of data. The internet, my friends, is a fickle beast. It's a source of endless information and entertainment, a tool for connecting with people across the globe, and a platform for sharing ideas and sparking revolutions. But it's also a breeding ground for misinformation, a catalyst for comparison and envy, and a black hole of procrastination and time wasting. It's a double-edged sword, this digital marvel of ours. And like any powerful tool, it's all about how we choose to use it. Do we use it to connect, to learn, to create? Or do we allow ourselves to be consumed by it, to become slaves to the endless scroll, to lose ourselves in the digital echo chamber? The choice, my friends, is ours. Section 9. So what if the internet took a permanent nap? Okay, enough with the doom and gloom. Let's take a moment to imagine a world where the internet just vanished. Poof. Gone. No more endless scrolling, no more notifications, no more virtual meetings. Sounds like a dream to some, a nightmare to others. The internet's not going anywhere anytime soon. It's deeply woven into the fabric of our daily lives, from the way we communicate to how we work, learn, and even entertain ourselves. But it's still a fun thought experiment, isn't it? Imagine the sudden shift in our routines, the abrupt silence of our buzzing devices. Would we panic, or would we adapt? Would we thrive in a world without constant connectivity? Perhaps we'd rediscover the joy of face-to-face conversations, the thrill of board games, and the simple pleasure of a handwritten letter. Would we rediscover the lost art of conversation, the joy of boredom, and the beauty of the present moment? Maybe we'd spend more time outdoors reading books or simply daydreaming. The beauty of the present moment? Imagine watching a sunset without the urge to capture it for social media, or meditating without the distraction of a notification ping. Or would we descend into chaos, unable to function without our daily dose of digital dopamine? Would our productivity plummet and our social structures crumble? Unable to function without our daily dose of digital dopamine? Who knows? The frustration of a blank screen, the emptiness of an unused social media feed, it could drive some to the brink. Maybe it's a question best left unanswered. After all, the internet has become an integral part of our existence, for better or worse. But one thing's for sure, the internet has fundamentally changed the way we live, work, and interact with the world. It's a tool that has brought us closer together, yet sometimes makes us feel more isolated, and interact with the world. From bustling cities to remote villages, the internet has bridged gaps and created new opportunities. And as we continue to hurtle towards an even more digital future, it's crucial to strike a balance. Embracing technology while not losing sight of the tangible world around us. It's important to remember that there's more to life than likes, shares, and followers. These digital affirmations, while gratifying, are not the essence of our existence. Shares and followers, true connections, meaningful experiences, and personal growth, these are the things that truly matter. So, put down your phone every now and then, take a break from the digital noise and reconnect with the world around you. Step away from the screen and immerse yourself in the richness of real-life experiences. And go experience the world offline. Whether it's a hike in nature, a picnic with friends, or simply a quiet moment of reflection, these experiences are invaluable. You might be surprised at what you find. The world is full of wonders waiting to be discovered, and sometimes, all it takes is stepping away from the screen to truly see them.